Welcome. This is Trey, and the topic for the day is how to master yourself so you can master your life. All right. So, when I say master yourself, what I mean is get to this place where you're no longer being controlled by your mind and your emotions. Your mind and your emotions are trying to control you. Mastery over yourself is when you get to this point where you can observe your mind. You can observe your emotions, but you're no longer attached to them. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to act from them. You can actually look at the emotion. You can look at your mind while it's saying whatever it's saying or trying to do whatever it's trying to do. And you can decide not to act. You can decide to act. You can decide to change the emotion. You can decide to see things differently. You're no longer just whatever the emotion says and whatever the thought says. It's like you look at it, you're like, no, okay, I decide what's going to happen here. And what I found is like a key quality you need to develop, or a key trait you need to develop, and you need to start valuing this trait, is this idea of discipline. Like, it sounds very simple, but are you self-disciplined? Like, are you a disciplined person? Is that one of your best qualities? Because it's a quality that's necessary in order to master yourself. You got to be able to feel an emotion and not act from that emotion. You got to be able to have a thought and not act from that thought. You got to be able to put space in between the emotion and the thought and know you are the one observing the emotion. You are the one observing the thought. You're not the emotion and you're not the thought. So mastery over yourself is when you're able to literally live exactly how you want to live, act exactly how you want to act, behave exactly how you want to behave. Your mind is going to do what it's going to do. It's not like you can get complete control of your mind and these thoughts are going to come in your head. Random thoughts are going to come in your head. Thoughts that you don't even know where the hell they came from. They're going to come in your head. But mastery over yourself is to be able to observe these thoughts and not act from them. You see what I'm saying? Your thoughts don't dictate your actions, your emotion. When the emotion comes, like let's say anger comes in your system, mastery over yourself is when the anger comes through your system and you're able to detach from the anger, in the sense of, you know that the anger is there, but you don't have to act from it, right? You just let the energy flow through your body. You can use that energy for something else. Instead of screaming or throwing a punch or doing whatever, you can use that energy to achieve your goals. That's energy. Right? Like anger, frustration, whatever, you could use that energy and pour it into your passion, pour it into your hobby, pour it into something that you love to do, instead of using it to create destruction, which is what it wants to do. Right? Or let's say you get an emotion of sadness. You know, if I get an emotion of sadness or anything like that, I don't associate with that emotion, because I know I don't have to be sad. Right? I can reframe the situation. I can make a list of things I'm grateful for. Right? Now, all of a sudden, the emotion starts to change because I'm changing the emotion through my action. Right? Why would I be sad? There's so many reasons for me not to be sad. Let me write down the reasons. Let me do some action to change the emotion, because the emotion is going to come and go. It's temporary. You have the ability to take an action that will change the emotion in your body. Or you can just get down and do some push-ups. The feeling, the vibe is going to change through your action. So mastery of yourself is being able to see these emotions, see these thoughts coming in your head. And instead of just allowing them to dictate what you do, you look at them, you observe them, and you decide if you want to act from them. You decide if you want to change the emotion. You decide if you want to think differently. Like if I find myself in a weird state of mind that's not supporting me, right? I go and do something completely different from what I'm doing. Like if I'm just sitting around not doing no shit, I'm I might just jump on the piano and just get into the piano. Now my vibe changes, my mindset changes, things change because I'm in a different vibe, you know? Or I may go and do something I haven't done in a while. Like today, I haven't played a video game in a good minute. I say, yo, let me play a video game today, change up the vibe, right? You know what I mean? Because sometimes you do the same things over and over, it can kind of get a little stale. Sometimes you got to mix it up. You know, that's mastery over yourself. That's understanding yourself. You know, how can you change your state? Do you know how to change your state? You know, do you know what to do when anger comes into your system? How do you handle anger? How do you handle sadness? How do you handle, these are emotions, these are human emotions that are it's normal when you feel them. How do you handle them though? Are you doomed? Like when an emotion comes, are you just doomed to that emotion and whatever feeling you get, you're just gonna act from it and destroy your life? Or do you have discipline? Or do you have willpower? Or are you able to value your intelligence over the emotion, over that thought, right? Or are you able to look at the future? You know, that's another thing to do. Like, ask yourself, yo, this action that I'm about to take, this emotion is trying to get me to take a certain action. Is this gonna help me create the future I want to create? So one of the key things I found, if you want to master yourself, you got to really make discipline a priority, something that's important to you. Being disciplined, meaning taking necessary actions no matter how you feel, no matter what thoughts are coming to your head, right? You know, something as simple as, you know, if you decided you want to create a certain physique or get in a certain shape, and then you get this thought of, man, I should just buy some pizza today. Mastery over yourself is being able to have that thought, which came out of nowhere. You didn't choose that thought. It came out of nowhere. It was like, hey, man, we should just buy some pizza today. And you know, if you buy the pizza and you eat the pizza, it's going to, you know, push you backwards away from the achievement of your goal. Mastery over yourself is being able to say, that thought is not me. I don't have to listen to that thought. It's telling me to go and buy a pizza. Why would I buy a pizza right now? I'm trying to create a physique. You know, there's a certain physique I'm going for. Pizza's not going to help me get there. Or if, you know, you have something you're supposed to do, some certain actions that's going to help you build your business, right? And then you get a thought of, oh, you could just do it later. Mastery over yourself is being able to realize that thought is not you, right? I don't know what that thought is, right? Why it's coming up, right? I see there's a challenge. I see there's, okay, you know, it's probably some challenge in my head that's like trying to deter me and put me in a different direction. Let me see how strong I am. Let me see how wise I am. Let me see how disciplined I am. Am I going to listen to that thought, or am I going to, you know, make the right decision, make the right choice? Kind of, if you look at it that way, it kind of makes life interesting. It's like life, you know, it's kind of like a game. It's like a challenge, right? And, you know, it's every day you get to see how strong you are. You know, how mentally sharp you are, how disciplined you are, you know, how real you are. Like, are you really who you say you are? What are you doing behind closed doors when nobody's watching, right? That's mastery over yourself. It's not when everybody's watching, you're trying to act cool and stuff like that. What happens when nobody's watching, when nobody's there to hold you accountable, right? What if there was cameras watching you all day? You know what I mean? Would you be proud of your day? Would you be proud of how you're handling yourself? You know, to me, self-mastery is just getting smart about shit. Like setting up your day before the day comes. You know, the night before, schedule out your day exactly how you want it to be, right? So if you have a certain goal, a certain vision, certain dream that you want to attain, you know, if you master yourself, you can master your life. You can create the life you want to live. It's literally just coming down to you mastering yourself. How are you dealing with fear? When fear comes up, are you succumbing to fear? You know, do you submit to fear? Or are you able to detach and realize the fear is not you? Okay? You have a decision. You can act from a place of courage, right? And it's these times, one thing we got to understand is those times when we don't want to do shit. That's when you really find out who you are. Not when everything's easy, not when everything's smooth, not when you're in a good vibe and you're feeling great. It's at times when you feel like shit. You know, that time when something doesn't go your way. The time when the girl flakes on you, or, You know, the person that you thought really had your back backstabs you. Those are the times where you find out who you really are. Because that's when you're really getting challenged. That's when you're getting hit with adversity. That's your opportunity to demonstrate your mastery over self, right? Those are the times. That's where you find out who's, you know, who's a real man and who's not. You know, it's easy to act cool and act tough when everything is going easy, but what happens when shit hits the fan, when shit is going left, you know? So I just get it, man. I just get it. I get that not every day is gonna be super smooth as far as how I'm feeling, my vibe or whatever, but that's why I rely on discipline. That's why I value intelligence, you know? That's why I you know, develop this ability to stay focused on my goals, right? And do the same things over and over. I have a morning routine that I follow every single morning because I know if I miss certain mornings out, that might be the day that just derails all the things I've been doing, you know? I want to see consistent improvement on a daily basis. I don't want to see this one step, two step back thing that used to happen before when I did not have mastery over myself. I would allow emotions to come and, you know, have me taking some weird actions and doing some things that I regret later. I would listen to those negative thoughts and think that that's me. That's not me. Those negative thoughts are not me. I would never put a negative thought in my head. Why would I do that? Why would I choose a negative emotion? Those things are just, this is the human condition that we're dealing with, right? You can't necessarily control the emotion that's gonna come inside, right? It's being triggered somehow, right? Something that's going on externally, it triggers the emotion. Where the self-mastery comes in is your ability to feel that emotion and just not act from it. Not let it dictate your actions. And also another powerful thing to look at is being able to not resist it. You know, I practice this exercise of this ability to not resist, right? Because when you resist something, they say what you resist persists. When you resist it, it's even harder to deal with it. But when you can relax and just embrace it and not resist it, it's easier to deal with. I practice this with cold showers. When I used to do cold showers, I used to go in a cold shower and I used to beat my chest and try to get in a certain state. And it's like I'm trying to fight the cold shower. Now I don't do that. Now I go in the cold shower and I'm like, man, this is gonna be so cold. But I put a smile on my face and I just go into the cold shower. I don't resist it. It's a different vibe. It's like you become the cold shower. You turn into freeze man, whatever, cold man or whatever. You become whatever that thing is, but you don't act from it. Meaning you don't, cause you know, when something's cold, you wanna get, it's cold or whatever. But what if you could feel the cold and just still maintain your character, still maintain your beingness? Like that's what I practice when I do the cold shower. Go in a cold shower and I practice embracing it, not resisting it, and still maintaining the character I want to be. Like how do I want to be in the cold shower? Do I want to be like this, oh my goodness, cold shower? Or do I want to go in the cold shower and just, it's cold, but I mean, it is what it is, you know? And that's what I mean when you have these negative thoughts, these negative emotions, these shit that come up. Let them come up, but just relax and say, okay, this is interesting. You know, this emotion is coming into my system and it's trying to get me to react, but I'm not gonna react, man. You know, sometimes I'll be talking to someone and they'll say some shit and I don't like what they're saying. And like the emotion is telling me to, challenge them, argue with them. And I'm just like, nah, man, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, man. Because I'm master of myself. Doesn't matter what emotion comes in, what thought comes in. It's not gonna control me. It's not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not a robot, you know? Some emotion's not gonna come in and just take over my system and then I'm doing some shit. Oh, man. This is part of the Stoic philosophy, you know? It's embracing your emotions, but not letting them, you know, dictate who you are, dictate your actions, right? It's loving your fate, amor fati. It's whatever happens, you're happy. Whatever happens, you love it. Whatever happens, you're grateful. You're just grateful for the human experience. That's it. What all parts of it, every part of it. Man, there's so much power in this. I hope you get it. Like, because this is very difficult to do. That's why it's self-mastery. You know, not many people are going to get to that level because it's not easy. It's not easy feeling an emotion that's telling you to, you know, let's say a girl doesn't text you back or she flakes on you. Emotion comes up like, why is she trying me? Why is she disrespecting me? Was she probably messing with some other guy or whatever? Let me call her up and da 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 da. Yeah, but it's much more difficult for that emotion to come up and you say, nah, it's okay. You know, I'm not gonna resist what she's doing here. She flaked on me. It's fine. It's no big deal. It's okay. You know, I'm just gonna go and read a book now, or go and watch that show I didn't get a chance to watch, or I'm gonna go and work out. I'm gonna do something else, or I might hit up another girl. But that's not easy to do because the emotion is telling you, nah, call her up and curse her out and block her number and blah, blah, blah. But the self-mastery is being able to feel those emotions and not act from them, right? If you want to act from them, then yeah, go ahead. But I mean, if it's gonna create destruction, right? If it's gonna lead to something you're gonna regret, obviously you don't want to act from that emotion, right? Same thing with these thoughts. You know, you wake up in the morning, you have a thought of, oh, I should go back to sleep. What? Why would you align with that thought? Obviously, you didn't choose that thought. You would never put that in your mind as soon as you wake up. If you chose a certain time on your alarm, you want to wake up at that time. That's you. You're the person who wants to get up. Whatever's telling you to go back to sleep, you know, you don't want to align with that. That's the thoughts, right? You don't know where the hell that thought came from. You don't know, maybe you had a bad dream or what. I don't know, bro. But the point is, you don't want to listen to that thought, right? You know, your body, your thoughts, your mind, your emotions, these things are part of the human experience, but you are the consciousness that's experiencing these things. That means you have the power to choose how you move, you know, how you respond, what you do, how you act, right? You know, you can decide to reframe things, right? Your mind starts telling you, it's trying to get you to see things in a negative view. You can reframe it into positive. But you have to be able to step back. See, that's the key here. It's like when you feel the emotion, when the thought comes up, you got to put space so you can observe it, because right away it's trying to trigger you to do something right away. It's trying to get you to do something without you even, you know, analyzing it, right? And if it's not something that's aligned with your goals or aligned with your character, the way you want to be, you shouldn't act from it. You should check it. You should look at it and be like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no, I ain't gonna align with this emotion. For what? It's not gonna help me. You see what I'm saying? So self-mastery, bro, I'm telling you, make discipline a very valuable trait in your beingness, in your character, in who you are. Discipline, being able to do something when you don't feel like doing it, being able to do something when your thoughts are telling you to do something else, right? That's discipline. That's conscious. That's you being conscious, right? That's you being aware. That's you having control. That's you demonstrating your mastery over yourself. Mastery over yourself is not being able to do shit when everything is going great and you feel good and you feel amazing. Yeah, I feel amazing. I feel powerful. I feel this. Okay, so of course you're going to act amazing. You're going to act powerful. You're going to act. But what about when you don't feel like that? What happens? You know? What happens when you just get this urge that you want to eat a bunch of ice cream? What happens? Do you go and eat the ice cream? That's not self-mastery. That's you getting an urge to do something, you just go and do it. And you don't look at the situation with intelligence. Oh, wait a second. I'm trying to create a certain archetype, or I'm trying to lose some weight here, or I'm trying to cut back on sugar. Probably shouldn't go and have that ice cream right now. Maybe if you want to have the ice cream, you say, okay, if I really want to have this ice cream, let me first do this. Let me follow my diet for a certain amount of days first, then I have the ice cream. That's discipline. That's self-mastery. That's power. That's control. So discipline, you know, The other part is valuing your intelligence, valuing your consciousness over these bodily things that are trying to control you or get you to do shit, get you trying to trigger you, right? Emotion is triggering you. It's trying to push you in a certain direction. Pay attention. Is that the direction you want to go or not? Right? It's just having this clarity, like this sharp way of living, right? Because I'm telling you, if you can master yourself, you can master your life. You can start creating the life you want to live. Only reason you don't have the life you want to live is because you have not mastered yourself, right? For a consistent period of time. It's like you can have a day where you you were sharp, you're on point. Yes, I was so disciplined. I got my shit done. But what's going to happen the next day? And what's going to happen the next day and the next day? Mastery over self is when you can demonstrate that consistently, when you can consistently be disciplined, consistently be on point, consistently be focused. Not one day here and maybe the next day, but maybe not that, maybe 2 times this week, but the next week, no, man, it's consistency, mastery over yourself, like that. And that's like, man, it's not easy to do that, but that's what makes it so great. That's what makes it so amazing, and that's why the results that come with it are so great, because it's just not an easy thing to do. But as I said in some other videos, you work your way up to get into this mastery level. You start with little small things, right? You start with making your waking up a little bit earlier. You start by cleaning up more. You know what I mean? You start by doing what you said you were gonna do. Maybe just add one thing to your day. Do one thing each day that's gonna get you towards your goal. Just one thing. Then after a week of doing that, add 2 things, right? Or maybe you need to do a 21-day challenge, 21-day challenge of discipline. 21 days where you commit to a certain way of being for 21 days straight. That means every single day for 21 days. That's what builds that character, because we already know for a fact you're not going to have the same mood, the same feelings, the same vibe, the same energy on those 21 days. So that's what's going to create your character and design you and make you strong and make you powerful, because you're going to prove to yourself within those 21 days that you can do what you said you were going to do. You can be how you say you're going to be, regardless of how you feel, regardless of whatever thoughts come into your head, regardless of whoever's trying to distract you, whoever's trying to come and say some weird shit or try to discourage you or whatever. It's like you got to prove to yourself your power. You got to prove to yourself your discipline. Prove to yourself how intelligent you are, right? There's a lot of intelligent people that are not applying their intelligence. They're applying their intelligence in a way that's making their life worse. You don't want to be one of those dudes, man. You want to be the type of dude that's applying his intelligence in a way that's getting him what he wants, that's allowing him to have the experiences in life that he wants to have, right? So the great thing about self-mastery is you start to design the life you want to have. Like, the life I'm living right now is because of what I've done in the past, right? Being able to, live an entrepreneur lifestyle where you don't have to go to a 9 to 5. Being able to go out and meet women and attract women and pick women up on demand. These are things that I wasn't born with, right? I started off where I had to get a 9 to 5. I had to, work, and I had to figure things out. I started off by not being good with women, right? But I decided I wanted to start this process of self-mastery. It's like looking at these weaknesses in my character and turning them into strengths, and looking at these strengths and amplifying them, and really getting to understand myself, getting intimate with life, making mistakes, allowing myself to make mistakes, allowing myself to fail, to fall down and get back up, allowing myself to look stupid sometimes, maybe get embarrassed, right? Maybe try something out, that maybe my friends will, might laugh at me or whatever, but I got to try it out. I got to figure out who I am. I got to become master of myself. You become master of yourself by trying these different things out, by doing different things, by taking action, right? I had to go, when it came to like the entrepreneur stuff, I didn't know what I wanted to do at first, right? So I tried these different things. I went into different niches. At one point I used to teach guys how to improve their basketball skills online, right? I still have my YouTube channel, Vertical Jump Prime. You know, I put a lot of time and effort into that, and then, you know, I did that for some time, and I realized that wasn't my thing, so I switched into something else. I started teaching people how to become an affiliate marketer, right? Because when I was doing the basketball stuff, I was an affiliate for some basketball product, and I used to sell that. And so I started teaching people how I did that, how I built up my YouTube channel, how I got subscribers, right? And then I transitioned into something else. You know, you gotta transition, you gotta, you know, change. You know, you need to, you know, create these new ways of being so you can find out who you really are, who you truly want to be. You know, it's kind of like you know, if you want to find out what woman is right for you, you got to date a lot of women. You got to talk to a lot of women to see what you like and what you don't like, right? And so with life, you got to live. You got to take action. You got to try different things. You got to, you know, challenge your mind. Your mind is trying to limit you and have you do, you know, be a certain way. Challenge your mind and say, I ain't gonna be like that, bro. Your emotions is trying to get you to do some stupid shit. Say, I ain't gonna do it, man. Right? And it's just, like I said, it's just putting that space, knowing that you are not the human condition. You're experiencing the human condition, right? So these things that are happening, you actually have the power of choice. You have the power of decision, right? You have the power of discipline, willpower, okay? And you can apply it, you know, in whatever way you want to apply it. So just get your goals right, you know what you want, know the future you're trying to create, know the life you're trying to create, and just start creating it, man. You know, that process of self-mastery is going to get you there, all right? So if you're a man watching this and you want to master yourself, so you can master your life, you know, you want to get in your masculine energy, you want to be able to express yourself authentically so you can get your message out there, connect with people, you know, make shit happen, have influence, you know, acquire the resources or whatever you're trying to do. You want to be a leader. You want to be someone who can walk his path and not wait for anybody or look for any, you know, help or anything. You know, you just go and do your shit, and whoever wants to help you can come and help you, but you don't need anything. You know, you believe in yourself. You believe in yourself and you believe in the universe. The universe will support you when necessary. But at first, you gotta demonstrate if you really believe in your shit or not. At first, you're gonna have to lead from the front. Nobody's gonna follow you if you look hesitant and you don't know what the hell you're doing. You gotta develop that certainty. You gotta invest into what you're trying to do. Put your work in, bro. So yeah, if you're interested in these qualities, you want to master yourself, I got a group. It's called the Sexy Beast Tribe. It's for men who want to become beasts and men who want to be sexy too. Men who want to do their thing, handle their shit, but they want to get some women too, you know, through the process, right? You know, enjoy female energy while you're doing your shit, right? You don't have to wait to get women. You can get women now, and as you grow, as you evolve, quality of women you attract will evolve with you. So that's the vibe. So if you're interested, I'll put a link to the group. It's called Sexy Beast Tribe. You can join the group and I'll see you inside. Peace.